Hi guys, how you doing? We're here for part 3. Okay? Mwah. By this time, some hikers had stopped on the bridge. Looking down at Ellen, they laughed and pointed. Ellen wished they would go away. Brownie lowered his head to take a drink. Because Ellen had the reins wound around her hand, she could not let go. As she was pulled forward, the saddle horn poked her in the stomach. Oof, she said. Hanging over the horse's neck, she clung to his mane with one hand while she unwound her other hand. Brownie looked at her with water dripping from his chin. Ellen thought it was his chin. Maybe on a horse it was called something else. Austin broke a branch from a huckleberry bush that grew out of an old log at the stream. She waved it towards Brownie. Here, horsey, nice horsey. Brownie glanced at her with mild interest. Oh, go on, Brownie, said Ellen in disgust. She kicked him hard this time. Brownie looked at her sadly and swished his tail. Excuse me. A couple of cars stopped on the bridge, and the occupants looked down at Ellen and laughed. Yippee! Yelled one of the hikers, and everyone laughed. Ride him, cowboy! Do something, Austin, Ellen called across the water. Our half hour must be nearly up. Maybe I could ride back and get the man who owns the horses, Austin yelled back. No, Austin, don't leave me here alone, begged Ellen. Maybe I could get off and wait. I don't think the water would come up to my shoulders. The current's too strong, said Austin. And anyway, we're supposed to bring the horses back. You can't just go off and leave Brownie. Austin was right. Ellen knew she couldn't just leave Brownie. She might lose him, and the man would probably make her pay for him. At least that she thought he would. She had never heard of anyone losing a horse, so she wasn't sure. I can't stay here forever, she called. Mother and Daddy should catch up with us in a minute. They'll know what to do. That was just what was worrying Ellen. She didn't want the Allens to see her in such a predicament. What would they think after Austin had told them that she had ridden before? Maybe they had wandered off to look at the flowers and were lost in the woods by now. Still, Brownie did not move. Ellen wondered what it would be like to try to sleep on a horse. Again, she wished she had brought some lumps of sugar. She could have eaten them herself when she became hungry. One of the hikers climbed down to the bank at the edge of the water. Need some help, little girl, he called. Oh, yes, please, answered Ellen. Jumping from boulder to boulder, the man drew near her, but he could not get close enough to reach Brownie's bridle. Throw me the reins, little girl, he said. Ellen threw them as hard as she could. They fell in the water, but the man grabbed them as the current carried them toward him. Come on, old fellow, he said, pulling at the reins. Meekly, Brownie began to pick his way around the boulders toward the bank. Oh, thank you, said Ellen when they reached dry ground. I guess I would have had to stay there all day if you hadn't come for me. That's all right, said the man. The trouble is, you let the horse know you were afraid of him. Let the old nag know your boss, and you won't have any trouble. Thank you, I'll try, said Ellen, taking a firm grip on the reins. Thank you, goodbye. Just then, Austin's mother and father appeared around the bend in the road. Enjoying your ride, girls, said Mr. Allen. Oh, yes, said Austin. We just stopped to give the horses a drink. It's time to turn back now, said Mrs. Allen. All right, mother, said Austin. The girls headed their horses toward the corral. Ellen was so embarrassed she didn't know quite what to say to Austin. What would Austin think of her after this? Would she tell the kids at school? Finally, when Austin's mother and father were a safe distance behind, Ellen said in a low voice, I guess I didn't know as much as horseback riding as I thought I did. I said a bracha before, don't worry. Your horse was just hard to manage, that's all, said Austin. Austin? What? You won't tell anybody, will you? You won't tell that Otis Spofford what happened, will you? Austin smiled at her. Of course I won't tell. We're best friends, aren't we? It'll be a secret like the underwear. Giddy up, old paint. Thank you, Austin, said Ellen gratefully. You're a wonderful friend. And you know what? I'm going to look for some horse books the next time we go to the library. The horses, knowing they were headed towards the hay to eat, showed some more spirit. Ellen held the reins firmly. That Brownie was going to know who was boss. She began to enjoy herself. She pretended she was riding to a ranch after a hard day riding out on the fields. I didn't know horses had such long hair, she remarked. It's their winter coat, explained Austin. They'll shed it this summer. Ellen laughed. Just like the winter underwear, she said. Okay, next chapter. Chapter 5, The Twins. One morning early in August, Ellen roller skated to Austin's house. It was a beautiful day, and as Ellen skated through the shadows of the maple trees, she thought about her wonderful idea. It was the best idea she had thought of in a long, long time. She could hardly wait to tell Austin about it. Austin was already out on her skates, coasted toward Ellen. "Hi," she said. "Come on, let's practice skating backwards." "I can't stay too long today, Austin. My mother says I have to change my clothes after a while and go downtown with her to pick out patterns and materials so she can start making me some new school clothes. I wish I didn't have to go. I'd rather skate." "I suppose Mother will take me down sometime before school starts and get me some dresses too," said Austin. "Austin, you know what?" Ellen twirled her skate key around a string. "I have the most wonderful idea." "Oh, Ellen, tell me." "Well, wouldn't it be fun if we could have the same dresses and go downtown together Wednesday, and when I go to show the dentist the bands on my teeth and pick out our very own material and pattern all by ourselves?" "Oh, Ellen, that's a wonderful idea. People might even think we were twins." "Of course, we don't look a bit alike," said Austin, "but they might think we're the kind of twins who don't look alike." She thought a minute and said, "Well, the trouble is your mother makes your dresses and my mother buys mine." "Doesn't your mother ever sew?" asked Ellen. She couldn't imagine a mother not knowing how to sew. "Well, sort of. She mends things and she lets my dresses down when they get too short. Maybe she could make a dress if I asked her to." "Maybe it would be safer to ask your mother first," said Austin. "If she says you can, then maybe Mother will let me." This seemed like a good idea. If one mother said yes, the other usually did too. The girls were always careful to ask the right mother first. Now they skated back to Ellen's house, clumped up the front stairs on their skates, and called to Mrs. Tebbits through the screen door. Ellen explained what they wanted to do. "Well, I don't know," said Mrs. Tebbits, putting down her dust cloth and coming to the door. "Are you sure you would wear the dresses after they were made?" "Oh, yes, Mother. We want people to think we're twins. They might think we're the kind of twins that don't look alike." "Please, Mother, please say that we can." Mrs. Tebbits smiled. "Well, I suppose you'll have to learn to choose your own clothes sometime. If Mrs. Allen says you may, it's all right with me." "Oh, thank you," said both girls, and they climbed down the steps, skated back to Austin's house, clumped up the front steps, and called through the screen door. Mrs. Allen laughed when she heard what they wanted. "Where do you girls get such ideas?" "Please, Mother," begged Austin. Ellen's mother says we may." "But Austin," said her mother, "I always buy your dresses ready-made. You know what my sewing is like." "We'd pick out a real easy pattern," promised Austin. "Please, Mother, couldn't you just make me a dress once?" Mrs. Allen smiled. "All right, dear. Since you want it so much, I'll make you a dress." On Wednesday, after the dentist, the girls had looked at the bands on Ellen's teeth. The girls rode the escalators, which were much more fun than elevators, to the 5th floor of a department store. Ellen led the way to the pattern department, where she had shopped with her mother many times. The girls knew they wanted a dress with a flared skirt, so it did not take them long to select a pattern. I don't know what a flared skirt is. Choosing the material came next. The two mothers had agreed that the girls could buy anything they wanted as long as it did not cost more than 79 cents a yard. There was so much to choose from: plain materials, plaids, polka dot stripes, materials with leaves, flowers, kittens, ducks, airplane, almost any design you could think of. The girls looked and looked. Ellen felt the materials between her thumb and forefinger the way she had seen her mother feel yard goods. She was not sure how it was supposed to feel, but she liked to pretend she knew a good piece of material when she felt it. "I don't want stripes," said Austin. "Mother always chooses dresses for me with up and down stripes to make me look thinner." Ellen giggled. "Mother thinks stripes running around make me look fatter, and I don't want a dress printed with kittens. I have kittens on my pajamas. I'd like something with red. Mother never buys me anything red." "Oh, I like red too. Here's a piece with some red. Look, it's printed with darling little red monkeys." "And palm trees," said Austin. "I like palm trees." Looks like this. See the monkeys hanging on the trees? The girls admired the material. Red palm trees were printed on a white background. From each tree, a small red monkey hung by its tail. Ellen and Austin thought it was the nicest material they'd ever seen and just what they wanted for their dresses. And now I got to stop because 10 minutes is up. Okay, I'll record more tomorrow. You got two chapters to listen to today. I love you guys. Bye-bye.